The history of Bolivia begins long before the arrival of Europeans. As early as around 2,000 years before Christ, the first settled cultures are believed to have existed in the Altiplano, the high plateau of present-day Bolivia. Between 1,000 years before Christ and 500 years after Christ, the Tiwanaku culture developed around Lake Titicaca and became known for its impressive stone architecture and highly advanced agricultural systems. After the decline of the Tiwanaku culture around 800 years after Christ, several smaller and independent societies emerged, including the Chiripa, the Molo and the Uru peoples, each governing their regions locally. From approximately 1,200 years after Christ onward, the Inca expanded their influence into the Bolivian highlands and incorporated many existing communities into their empire. The Inca constructed administrative centers, road systems and fortresses, including important locations such as Tiwanaku and Potosi, which would later gain great significance under Spanish rule. In the year 1533 after Christ, the Spanish conquest began under Francisco Pizarro and his forces. During the following decades, the Inca and the indigenous peoples were subdued, and Bolivia became part of the Viceroyalty of Peru. Especially during the 16th century after Christ, the city of Potosi gained enormous importance due to its silver mines. Millions of indigenous laborers were forced to work under the so-called meter system, often under extremely harsh and inhumane conditions. The movement for independence in Bolivia began in the early 19th century after Christ, strongly influenced by the independence wars throughout South America. On the 16th of July in the year 1822 after Christ, independence was declared, initially under the name Upper Peru. On the 16th of August in the year 1822 after Christ, the country officially adopted the name Bolivia in honor of Simón Bolívar. In the decades that followed, Bolivia was marked by political instability, territorial conflicts, and deep social tensions. Between 1870 and 1960 after Christ, Bolivia lost large portions of its territory through wars, including its Pacific coastline during the War of the Pacific against Chile and territories in the Chaco War against Paraguay. During the 20th century after Christ, Bolivia experienced numerous reform movements and military coups. Particularly significant was the revolution of 1956 after Christ, which led to the nationalization of mines, major agrarian reforms, and an increased recognition of indigenous rights. Later, during the 1990s of the 20th century after Christ, Bolivia pursued economic liberalization and efforts toward democratic consolidation. In the 21st century after Christ, especially since the year 2006 after Christ, Bolivia has been shaped by the presidency of Evo Morales, the country's first indigenous president. His period in office was marked by social reforms, the strengthening of indigenous identity and rights, and ongoing political tensions with opposition groups. Even today, Bolivia's political landscape remains characterized by strong polarization, powerful social movements, and continuing economic challenges.